in here, a haunted house, there is a Halloween party that's going to be very special. Come inside. Well, Elsie, that is the name of the owl, Elsie. It's not her real name, of course, that's just her initials. We're here in Clandon Park, near Guildford, and it's, thank you very much. And this is a stately home, and we're very grateful, of course, to the National Trust for letting us come in here. We're here because this is Halloween, this is a live show, and we may later investigate the possibility of the ghost that's supposed to walk through these marble halls. What she actually does, apparently, is wherever she walks around the house, is she always finishes up at this point here. And then she glides through the door while it is closed. That is the legend, and that is what Debbie and I are going to do. We're going to glide through the door now. While it's open. Well, what did you expect? And in here, as you can see, our party is already in full swing. And we have with us various dignitaries. I mean, I've got to tell you, I'm moving in good circles tonight with a Viscountess, a Chief Superintendent of the Surrey Police Force, so I'm happy to have him here. Here, trying to persuade Anne to do something, I'm not sure what, is John Humphreys, TV presenter extraordinaire.
Radio, these days.
Pardon? Really? Well, I like radio. The pictures are so much better.
Absolutely. They said I had the perfect face for radio, which is what I...
And of course, the lovely Anne, who has a perfect face for television. I'll say, charmed to have you here. Isn't that nice? I'm so suave tonight. I feel suave. Over here is the MP, the upstanding for the MP for this area, known to them all as our Ian. It's true, isn't it? Nice to meet you, Sir Turner. It's not really Sir yet, but he will be. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Now, why are we here? Well, we're here because it's Halloween, and spooks and things are supposed to walk this night, and of course, that means a lot to people at home. But to magicians, this is a special day. And for us, Debbie and I, it is indeed a special day, because this man, Harry Houdini, claimed as his birthday my birthday, the 6th of April. Do not forget to send the cards. And he died on Debbie's birthday, which is today. Happy birthday, Debbie. Round of applause. Quick one for Debbie. Enough. Enough. She'll want more money. Now, what they did was, see, when Harry was alive, he used to sort of test spiritualist mediums and found them all wanting. They were all fake. But he wasn't such a bigot that he said that there is no afterlife. What he did was, he left code words behind him so that at seances, should anybody come up with this, Bess would definitely know Harry Houdini had returned. Interesting proposition. And on the anniversary of his death, for 10 years, they held the seances. I'd like to tell you about the last one, in my mind, the most significant one. It started the same as all the others. Bess used to illuminate the picture of Houdini, and this particular case, what happened was, they had the seance on a rooftop in California. It was a warm, cloudless night, and I must ask you to remember that. It's very important. Then they set up various physical tests, so that, because that was the sort of thing they did at seances, I suppose. They had these things. Now, these are children's slates, okay? The sort they would write on in the old days. This is a question mark on here. Here's another one. This one is blank. This is the question mark. Now, as you can see, you're nearest Ian, those are blank, yes? And they would place those in front of the picture of Harry. They blank both sides as well, okay? Yep. And what they would do is place them in front of the picture of Harry and hope, I suppose, that the spirit would come back and sign his name on one of these. That was, of course, the wish. That's a sort of a physical thing. Then they took ropes, which were representative of Houdini's lifestyle in entertainment, and said, would you just tie those together, just into a knot? Yeah. They made loops. I'm not doing this because I'm a magician. You would think somewhere along the line I'm cheating. Now, that's a good tight knot, all right? And now we do this. Thread that through there. Hello, what's your name?
I'm Carol.
Hello,
I'm
Carol.
his wife.
Pardon?
I'm Ian's wife.
You're far too good for him, yes. And if you just...
I'm glad you did that, man.
Yes, I have, yeah. Now, really, oh, it's okay, really tight, that's okay, yeah. Yeah, that's all right, that's well done. And that is threaded through there. Now, this was pure symbolism, of course, pure symbolism. They actually expected the spirit of Houdini to return and somehow free the ropes, which I think was nonsense. The last test they did was really a very physical test. They had this thing, which is a sort of a container, and a block. I don't know what they thought would happen with this, but all I'm doing is repeating the 1936 seance sequence. On the end of this steel rod, which the block fits on like that, they had these tiny little locks. So, when this was fitted inside here, like so, and then pushed all the way up to the top, like so, they would then impale the block on the rod like this, and then, is that on there? Yes, good. They would then do this with the lock and get it all fastened together. Now they had it all. They had what spiritualist mediums do, they had what Harry Houdini used to do, and they had a symbol of Harry himself trapped. And then they waited. They waited till midnight, and nothing happened. Not a thing. Same as all the other seances. This was to be the final one, so Bess put out the light and said, "Good night, Harry," and went home, taking with her one or two friends from the rooftop on this cloudless night. And then a very strange thing happened. A shower of rain. Now in England, I have to tell you, that's not rare. In England, it is not rare. But in California, where they get months of summer and then days of rain, it was unusual. But hardly anybody took any notice. I mean, they just ignored this rare occurrence. I think that was material, but not material, physical, yet not physical, yet they ignored it. Perhaps that was the sign that Harry wanted to get through to them. But they ignored it. What did they expect? I mean, did they really expect a spirit to return and sign his name on a blackboard? Did they really expect that he could come back and somehow separate the ropes like this and this? Did they really expect that this block trapped by a steel bar could drop off? Is that what they expected? It rained. So there you have it. The mood is set for the evening. There's more to follow, including an escape that Houdini himself might have tried out were he alive today. But long before that, you're about to meet a gentleman who in America has created his own kind of theater. He calls it the Spirit Theater. And the Spirit Theater is, well, it's a close-up kind of performance that has made him a legend amongst magicians. And I'm delighted to have him with us at this Halloween party, Eugene Berger. Hi, Eugene. Nice to see you. The people here have never seen Eugene before now at all. I told them you looked a lot like Charlton Heston. Okay. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. How nice to be here. I'm often asked if, among all the magic that I perform, I have a favorite. I did it for you. I do. It is my favorite because it illustrates one of the world's oldest stories. Yellow cotton thread, a single length, which will represent the entire universe. In Hindu mythology, it is the god Brahma who creates the universe and all that there is. Brahma then retires, and the god Vishnu takes over. And Vishnu sustains and preserves the universe in every moment of its existence. And then, at the end of time, the god Shiva appears and dances a weird and terrible dance of fire, the Tandava dance, in which the entire material universe is destroyed in blinding light, brighter than 10,000 suns. And the universe is no more. There is only silence, vast cosmic sleep. And out of this cosmic sleep, Brahma wakens himself again. He looks about, and seeing nothing lovely or beautiful, he decides to create the universe again. And creating it, he retires, pleased with his eternal play. And what's your name?
Janet.
Hi, Janet. I have a couple questions for you. Number one, are you right? Don't look in the magic box, your eyes will fall out. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Perfect, because I have a right-handed China marker. And I want you to hold it in your right hand because it needs to pick up your vibrations. Question two, do you believe in spirits?
I could tonight.
Me too. What I've got here are two groups of cards. This one is blank, and on this one I have cunningly written words of things that attract the spirits. A crystal ball, incense, cookie, chocolate chip, a crow's feather, creative massage. Didn't think it was going to be that kind of a program, did you? A bell. These are the classics. The book. The bourbon. Then the candle. The slates. They do love to write messages. And finally, Sissy, the black cat. Now, sir, we've never met. We're going to eliminate some of these cards at random, and you're going to be the eliminator. So give me a number between 1 and 10.
7.
7 it is. Spirits never appear in light. They only appear in darkness. This is the spirit's cabinet, and you can see that the cabinet is empty. The ends are folded to the center, leaving one end open. That, Janet, is the doorway to the spirit world. Ooh. Now, on the bottom half of the card, write your initials big. 1 there, 1 there. I'll hold it steady. J.P. Nice to yes, looks perfect. Also, write your initials on this side. J, keeping the same initials. A nice touch. Now, the card goes into the spirit cabinet along with the marker you've been holding, and the doorway is closed. And now it is time to contact the spirits. There are people who believe that there are spirits in every room, capable of doing the weirdest things. Tell it to open.
Open.
What a strange way to light a candle. Sir, you said what number?
7.
7 it is. Hello. I'm going to be fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had a suspicion about you from the very beginning. I did. Spirits, the words are creative massage. Pick up the marker. Pick up the marker and write. Down. But look, the spirits have written massage.
Well, you see, I told you it was different, didn't I? Now, we're going to try to trap the ghost that's supposed to walk through these hallowed halls, as they say. And the ghost I haven't described yet. It's a lady, and she's carrying a hunting knife. And what we wanted to do is very simple. We wanted to take a picture of her. Now, according to Eugene, spirits do not walk when the lights are on. Well, I think we might find out something a little bit different about that. I've got a way, I think, of fooling a ghost. More about that later. First, spirit photography is a very strange area in that most people believe it's done with double exposure on the camera, on the film. We had to find a camera that could not possibly double expose. We found one. It's now in thousands of homes across the nation. It's this. This is a small home video camera. All right? It is connected only to this, which is a small home video recorder, and this is what this is always connected to if you're out taking your home movies. This has a lead which comes out of the back of it and goes into this, which is, again, they say these are portable, and you can see on the back there that it's got a battery pack. Now, why? Well, because everything here is battery driven. There is no mains connection whatsoever. It's all made by Panasonic. And the lady who's providing the VHS cassette to put in here herself, I'm not going to touch this stuff because you'd swear blind I was on a sort of a fiddle, is here with us tonight. And her name is Melanie. Give her a nice round of applause, Melanie, she comes over. Melanie Reipert. Reipert. Okay, Melanie Reipert. Now, I'm right, aren't I? You can't dub on this equipment.
Absolutely right.
It's just simple, yes? And it's your company stuff, yes?
Yes.
Good. Now, you brought with you a VHS cassette, and you autographed that before you left your office today.
Yeah.
We phoned up and asked to do this. And no one's got at that, obviously. Okay, would you like to open that for me while I just explain to the people at home and our guests here something else? John and Anne are over there, and I want you to decide between you who is going to walk in front of this and make a little speech in a moment. Oh, there is one thing I forgot. Sorry about that, but this is live. And that's this. This is a sensitized filter used for recording aura. Now, if we put that there, like that, in front of the lens, that's all I'm doing to affect this system. All right? Why? Well, this is how we fool the ghost. We fool the ghost because I think ghosts walk at midnight. You always hear the clock boom, boom, boom at midnight, and ghosts don't carry watches. So light or dark, if it hears the clock, I figure the ghost will say, hang on, I'm late for work. All right? I know. And over there we've got Debbie McGee with a grandfather clock. Now, Debbie will put that to 1 minute to midnight in a moment's time, okay? In the meantime, I'd like to ask Melanie if she wouldn't mind switching this on and starting the... oh, you have to put the tape in. Eject, yes. And then put the tape in, and then you close it, and then you press record and play at the same time. And if it says record in that little window, which is too small for people at home to say, is it?
Yes, it is.
In that case, you will prove yourself to be a true worker for the company. Would you just step back over? Now we're recording. Debbie, would you like to just put that up to midnight for me, please? Thank you. About a minute short. All right. And now that that's done, at any moment of time, now in the coming minute, I would like John or Anne to come forward. I take it you've decided who's going to do that, have you? Oh, Anne's going to do it, okay. Anne, would you like to come to the center of the floor and make a short speech into this camera? I can't move it now because they'll swear blind as a cheat. Go on, anything?
Ladies and gentlemen, I never lie to viewers. This is Anne Robinson, live on the Paul Daniels Show.
There you go.
Okay.
And if you don't believe that, they'll write to you.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Anne. You sit down over there. Now, the ghost walks, I am told, through those double doors. All right? Now, whether she comes from this room to that room, what you have to do is make sure, see if you feel any presence at all. This machine is recording. I have no control over it whatsoever. And now we just wait for midnight to chime up. Because, I've set that approximately. Grandfather clocks are notoriously unreliable, and I don't know when it will start to chime. But when it does, Debbie's giving me... Oh, Now, let's see if we get a presence here. Oh. I hope they don't, take that out of my money. We have the curator with us tonight, and can anybody see anything or feel anything strange at all? No? I feel a bit like Bess must have done all those years ago. Here, we had something smashed. I didn't realize this ghost was a poltergeist, you know, at all. But we do have one hope. We had an experience. I don't know whether you felt it. I felt a little cold, chill, but not, as I always say, not a lot. And would you like to just come round, Melanie? Again, I don't touch any of this. You've been standing here. No one's touched it. No mains attachments. No possibility of dubbing. Whatever's gone through that filter is on there.
Yes.
Open it. Oh, I tell you what, stop it. That's a good idea. Rewind it. It might be a very good idea if you...
Turn the TV.
Pardon?
Turn the TV on?
Oh, yeah, you were supposed to do that before. I'm sorry, press play. I should have told you, it's not your fault. Now, could you just come back round here so we can see the people at home? I'll turn it up a little bit. I'm allowed to do that, I think. Midnight for me, please. Thank you. This is BBC's fastest ever repeat programme. All right, and now that that's done, at any moment of time now in the coming minutes, I would like John or Anne to come forward. Take it you've decided who's going to do that, have you? Oh, Anne's going to do it, okay. Anne, would you like to come to the centre of the floor and make a short speech into this camera? I can't move it now because they'll swear blind as a cheat. Go on, anything?
Ladies and gentlemen, I never lie to viewers. This is Anne Robinson, live on the Paul Daniels Show.
There you go. And if you don't believe that, they'll write to you. Yes. Thank you, Anne. You sit down over there. Now, the ghost walks, I am told, through those double doors. All right? Now, whether she comes from this room to that room, what you have to do is make sure, see if you feel any presence at all. This machine is recording. I have no control over it whatsoever. And now we just wait for midnight to chime up. Because, I've set that approximately. Grandfather clocks are notoriously unreliable, and I don't know when it will start to chime. But when it does, Debbie's giving me... Oh! Now, let's see if we get a presence here. Oh. Look. Oh. Look at that. I hope they don't take that out of my money. We have the curator with us. Did you see that? And I never saw it. It was on there though, wasn't it? Feel anything strange at all? Would you like to come round? Again, I don't want to touch anything. No. Would you switch that off? I feel a bit... And would you like to stop that videotape? And you take that back with you to Panasonic. Let them examine it and look at it. If there's anything... I thought I saw the ghost then. And I don't even believe in this stuff, okay? So you take that back, and if that's on there, I'd like a copy of that for myself.
Okay, fine.
Okay?
Yeah.
Very interesting, now. Thank you very much. Well, maybe this filter does work. I've no idea. I do know who's ready to work, and that's a gentleman called Eugene Berger.
A moral tale. Dracula and the college girls. Now, what I want you to do, Janet, is to look at the cards and take out, not a picture card, take out a number card. The 5 of spades. That card will be Dracula in our moral tale. So, write Dracula right across the face of the card. It's nice to perform for literate people who can spell polysyllabic words. Now, our story begins as most of these movies end. Dracula has been impaled with a silver spike, represented, you guessed it, Janet, by the drawing pin. He has been impaled, a sound effect, right on to the back of his coffin, represented by the card case. A group of college girls, represented by the deck at large, are having a picnic in the woods. To the woods. And one of the young ladies strays from the group. A red-blooded girl with a lot of heart. And she ventures upon the vampire and his coffin. And not realizing the consequence of her deed, she foolishly removes the silver spike. Acting in her stead, Janet, reach over and take out the spike and put it right on the table. This frees the vampire, who shows his gratitude by attacking the innocent young lady. And as vampires will do, he drains her of most of her life's blood. Stimulated by the red fluid and recognizing there are other party girls at the picnic, Dracula jumps into the center of the picnickers and begins cutting up. The house mother appears upon the scene. She sends the innocent co-ed's body back to Scunthorpe for a Christian burial, and then she takes the silver spike. Janet, you see the little hole right there? Drop the spike directly into the hole. Nicely done. Meanwhile, back at the picnic, a terrible shuffle is going on. Dracula lures the entire group of college girls onto the back of his coffin. It looks like curtains for the ladies, but the matron, Mrs. Van Helsing, has brought with her a single dried tannel leaf from an old mummy movie. It's an eclectic story. The tannel leaf works its magic. The co-eds are saved, and Dracula is impaled again under the drawing pin. And that's a true story.
Well, I believe him. I believe him. I believe anything Eugene says. He's a delight to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, whole generations have passed, of course, since the death of Houdini. And although the name is still so well known, a lot of people think he looked like Tony Curtis. Well, we found an old film, and I'd like you to watch this while we all go through and into the next room. Well, at home, the people have been watching Harry Houdini escaping from a straitjacket. Harry Houdini would have loved this. This is an Iron Maiden. Now, this is very dangerous. If anyone at home is of a nervous disposition, I have to warn you, this can go wrong. That is not a joke. Switch off if you are of a nervous disposition, pregnant, that kind of thing. Now, it's very heavy. I'll explain it to you all sitting around it. It's very heavy. It weighs 5 to 6 tons. And for that reason, the table has to be very heavy. Now, we didn't want you to think that when I escape from this, I go down. So you're allowed, and you still can, of course, see at all times all the way underneath it. That's why there are people round the back. But because the table is so thick, you might have thought I was concealed inside it, you can actually see under here. And our guest here tonight will be checking this all the time. Now, having said that, the spikes themselves, there's 110 of them, and they're all metal. Okay? And they're all solid. And we earlier, before the party, asked several guests to have a look at this, and they did. Now, what else can I tell you about it? Oh, it works in a strange way. See this? This is a cover that will swing round in front of me so that you can't see. We added this. This wasn't on the original. This is so you can't see how I do the escape. All right? And this here on the front is cleverly designed to release this catch here. Now up there's lead shot. That rolls down this chute, goes into this metal canister here, which when it achieves a weight of its own level, I don't know the exact weight, I'm sorry, that shoots down here, pulling a chain over this pulley. Now that is attached to this pin, and once the pin is out, nothing can stop that door slamming into the cabinet. We have, and I use this glibly, a manual override. Before we set it up properly, at the back here is a lever. Pulling this, the door itself weighs several hundredweights. And for those at home who would like to see what it's like inside once the door is closed, if we do this, there are the spikes. Again, all metal. Now I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, that we have people on the side here who can see inside there. Was there any space at all for a human? No, none at all. So, if we close it all up, I'm now going to get fastened inside. Now to do this, I need a little extra room than the jacket will allow me. Thank you, Debbie. And if you could take the tie, Debbie, and I want you to leave the room completely. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how am I restrained? Well, it's not too easy to describe, but this is a neck clasp. It will have a lock put to it in a little while. That holds my neck in position, so I can't get at the locks with teeth. This is a spigot on a chain. Again, all examined. That gets pulled out through this line. Aren't the rattle of chains on Halloween wonderful? And we just take this out through this side, like that. Now once we've got that in the position, that's about right, just hold it steady there. Can I just say now, ladies and gentlemen, I really mean it. It can go wrong, so, right, I'm ready. We now take the manacles on the end of the chain, and they go around my wrist, and a footman will lock them. The locks have just been examined. They were on the benches when our audience arrived here. Okay, is that on? That's good. Doesn't come off. And can you do the same thing for me on this side? Good. Ladies and gentlemen, this... he doesn't waste any time. Could somebody fasten this around my neck? Thank you. I have to repeat, this is a live show, and because of that, there is one thing that I must insist on. We have people here from all walks of life. If anything at all goes wrong, don't move from your seats unless ordered to do so. I have to make this announcement. The BBC staff here are all on standby. They have been trained. They know what to do should it go wrong. And there's no blame attached to any of them. Now, what I've got to try to do is escape from this before the weight drops and the time starts from the door closing. Would you?
Ladies and gentlemen, please leave the room in an orderly fashion.
Well, what you have just been watching was a live magic show. But this outside here was recorded yesterday. And all I can say is, I hope